Miami Dolphins versus Cincinnati Bengals. First primetime game of the season, Thursday Night Football. I'm really looking forward to this one. Got a lot of history between these two teams. 2019, LSU versus Alabama, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase versus Tua and Jalen Waddle. LSU barely beat Alabama in a crazy game. Tua and Burrow were the top two quarterbacks from the 2020 draft class, and Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle were the two top wide receivers from the 2021 draft class. So it's going to be a fun one to watch. Dolphins and Bengals played each other in Tua and Burrow's rookie years in 2020, but Joe Burrow was injured, so we never got to see those two guys face off. But now it's on prime time. Dolphins are 3-0. We're hot coming into this one. Bengals are 1-2 after getting a much-needed win last week. So they're definitely going to want one. We got the Dolphins injury report here. I'm not too concerned with anything here. It's really long, but we got Satine Carter-Hunter-Long out. Not too concerned about that. But here's all the questionable guys: Teron Armstead, Raekwon Davis, Xavier Howard, Brandon Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Waddle, and Cedric Wilson. All questionable for this game. I think the only guy I would maybe expect not to see is Raekwon Davis, who I don't think played last week. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Also, Andrew Van Ginkel was added to the injury report. He's questionable now for tonight. Just a couple hours ago, he was added. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't play either. But everybody else, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Armstead, those three guys are the main guys, obviously. They are going to play, expected to play, I think, per Tom Pelissero tweeted out earlier today. So not really concerned. On the Bengals side, I guess that they didn't even fill out their Wednesday participation, but everybody is going to play basically except for DJ Reader, who was added to the injury reserve just a couple hours ago. Lyle Collins has been playing with that back injury past couple weeks. He's going to be good to go. T. Higgins, Hayden Hurst, Joe Mixon, they will play. And then Eli Apple, he's definitely going to play. I forgot to mention, even in the history part, Eli Apple and Tyreek Hill, they've got history. AFC Championship game. Yeah, AFC Championship game last year. Eli Apple tweeted out, I think he tagged Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman, I'm pretty sure, saying that he'll buy them Super Bowl tickets on him. Obviously, Bengals beating the Chiefs to get the Super Bowl last year, so they've got history. I know Tyreek is going to want to go off, and I know Eli Apple is going to want to take the matchup for Tyreek Hill. Tua said in his interview, whatever post-game interview, that if it's a play for Tyreek and it's one-on-one, he's getting the ball. No debate about it. He's getting the ball. And since we're on the topic, we'll move forward to the matchups to watch for tonight. We'll start off, since we just said it, Tyreek Hill versus Eli Apple. Now, Eli Apple and Jalen Ramsey, the top two corners for the Rams and the Bengals, obviously two Super Bowl teams last year, they both did not play good at all. And it was basically just a matter of which team would win. The losing team's cornerback would obviously get clowned the most. And since the Bengals won, Eli Apple was obviously the chosen guy. So there's been a lot of memes around Eli Apple. And I know if Tyreek Hill does what he's supposed to tonight, I mean, NFL meme pages are going to have posts to give for 3-4 weeks long, so I'm hoping that that's the case. On the other side, Chase versus Howard. Xavier Howard has been questionable to start the year. Very. He gave up, if you take away the first play of the game from the Bills game, because that was like a 35-yard pass, if you take away that play, he had Stephon Diggs go for, I want to say, 6 receptions and for 30-something yards, which isn't terrible. But, I mean, Xavier Howard has not been the guy, especially that 75-yard touchdown against Rashad Bateman. That's the worst play that he's had so far this year. So, I don't know. This defense has been playing well, but Xavier Howard being probably the best guy on the defense, being the best quarterback on the team, getting argues for top 5 in the league, you've got to show up, and he's going to have a big test tonight with Jamar Chase, especially with this trio of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, with Byron Jones still being out. He's going to have to step up. And now on to some keys for the Dolphins to win this game. Starting off with the first one is to pressure Joe Burrow. It's what a lot of people have been saying. I've been watching, obviously, Dolphins-Bengals previews. It's been getting a lot of national attention, of course, being Thursday Night Football tonight. Pressure Joe Burrow is the main thing. He's not played well under pressure. The O-line has not been good at all. We've obviously that was the one problem last year, and we all thought that it was somewhat fixed. It's not the best in the league, but it's still not what they had last year. But obviously, it has not been. Joe Burrow's been sacked like 9 times this year so far, and he's not played well under the pressure. Like I said, got their first win of the season over the Jets. Steelers had their pressure, had him throw 4 picks and 5 turnovers in week 1. Week 2, they played the Cowboys with Cooper Rush as their starting quarterback, and the Cowboys still beat them after bringing the pressure. That was led by Micah Parsons. And then week 3, they were able to beat the Jets. It's the Jets, so not going to talk about that. So Josh Boyer, I've been upset at him for bringing the zero blitz a lot this season in not the right situations, but I think he may have some fun tonight bringing the blitz against this Bengals O-line. So I think that we will do a good job pressuring Joe Burrow. I just want to make sure that it's not too much pressure. Next up is to try and get the run game going. Obviously, we know we hired Mike McDaniel, what type of system he would be bringing over as a run-first guy. Was the run game coordinator in San Francisco for a couple years, then was moved up to the offensive coordinator spot, and the run game was really, really successful there. And with the Dolphins have not had past success with the running game, so I was really excited with what he could potentially bring over, especially the guys that he could potentially bring in that obviously turned out to be Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert. But so far, 3 games into the season, so I don't want to take too much from it. 3 games into the season, but our run game is the 31st ranked in the league, which obviously is not good. Like these are 2021 offensive lineman type of numbers for the Dolphins. So I'm really hoping that we can pick it up. I know this may be passing game as it's mostly been all season. The Bengals have not had a strong running game either, so I do expect it to be passing game. But I think Raheem Mostert had like 8 carries last week. I think Chase Edmonds had like 4 or 5. 2 touchdowns from him, which I love to see. But I just need the run. We need the run game to be going because you can't depend on the passing game to win you these games. And the last one is to capitalize opportunities, especially on defense. Bills fans are making so many excuses after last week's loss. The sun. The injuries are part of football. I know they had a lot of them, but you're going to have to deal with them sometimes. And the dropped interceptions that the Bills had, they had like a couple of them. I know Matt Milano had I don't know how he dropped the pick 6. But what I'm talking about here is the Dolphins had, I think it was 4 or 5 interceptions that were dropped last week. Javon Holland had one where he baited Josh Allen into making a pass to, I think it was Stephon Diggs. And it went right through his hands. I was pissed off about it. There was another time where Josh Allen threw into triple coverage. Brandon Jones came from behind. I forgot who the receiver was. Might have been Gabe Davis. Brandon Jones had a pick 6 waiting for him, and he dropped it. Jalen Phillips tipped up a pass, and he was... Jeez, bro. Jalen Phillips has not been off to a great start of the season, but Jalen Phillips tipped up a pass, and he just missed it after diving for it. And the last one was before halftime. I don't know what Josh Allen was trying to do. He tried to fake a spike or something, made a pass to Stephon Diggs, and I don't know how in the world Xavier Howard dropped that interception, but if he catches that ball, there's nobody even close to him. I mean, Stephon Diggs could have potentially made a touchdown saving tackle, but if Xavier Howard can, stiff arm, push away Stephon Diggs, he's gone. That's 7 points onto the board. And instead of going in tied 14-14, you go in tied 21-14. And obviously we still won the game, but by that much. So, I was really annoyed with all the dropped interceptions. But what I'm saying, obviously, here is capitalize opportunities. If you have a chance at a pick, you need to capitalize on that because you really don't know if that's going to be the game-saving interception. So if there's any more dropped interceptions or if there's a fumble or also fumbles, there's multiple forced fumbles where the Dolphins could not pick up the ball and the Bills would just jump back on it. So there's a fumble on the floor, you got to get onto. If there's an interception in your hands, you got to make the catch. And now onto the best part of the video, the score prediction. Who do I think is going to win this game? Dolphins have had success on primetime football. We've only had 2 total in the past 2 years, 1 in each game, because 1 in each year, because because obviously you have to have at least one. So we got some more this year. We got two. We obviously have this game Thursday Night Football. We play the Steelers Sunday Night Football, and I think that that's it. Unless our game in Buffalo against the Bills gets flexed, I think I'm going to be going up to Buffalo for that game. So if it does get flexed, that's going to be a fun one. But yeah, 2020, I think we played the Jaguars Week 3 Thursday Night Football. I think we killed them with Ryan Fitzpatrick. That was before Tua was named the starter. Then 2021, we all know how that went on Thursday Night Football against the Ravens, where Tua came into the game and led us to that victory. But we got a whole different team now. We're facing a whole different team, the AFC reigning champions. I'm not going to lie, I may be more nervous for this game than I was for the Bills game. We're on a short week. We're away. We've got some injuries. I mean, not many, but I know Tua's not playing 100%. Armstead obviously has never been playing 100%. So, I don't know. I'm nervous for this game. If we lose, I'm thinking like, okay, if we lose, we're 3-1. We're not in the worst situation. We play the Jets, the Vikings, I think like Bears, Lions. Like we play a ton of awful teams. So, if we lose, I'm not going to be too angry. But if we go 4-0 in this stretch, I'm really, really hyped because I think we play like our next 8 weeks are against teams that are probably not going to even make the playoffs. So I'm hyped for this game. But now on to the actual score prediction. I'm going to say the Dolphins win this game 28-24. I've been 3 for 3 so far, saying that the Dolphins were going to beat the Patriots, Ravens, and Bills. That was not even biased. I just had a really good feeling that we would win. But I think the Dolphins have a good chance of winning this game. Like I said, I think the Bengals definitely have a fair chance as well. They don't have really their fair share of injuries, but they've obviously had experience in these big-time games, getting to the Super Bowl. But yeah, I think the Dolphins are going to be able to win this one. Wouldn't be mad if we lost, depending on how we played, but I would love to win this game and start off the season 4-0. We'll probably have the review or recap of this game coming out late tonight. But yeah, that'll wrap up. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.